Hidden deep within the shaded, wind-worn hollows of the Santa Rockshelter, an ancient hunter once crouched beside a faintly flickering fire. There, under the dim glow, he carefully examined his tools, weapons that had served him through countless hunts. Maybe he had just returned from the wilds, or maybe he was preparing for the next journey across the rugged plains. Piece by piece, he checked his gear, mending what he could, setting aside what was damaged, and neatly folding a pronghorn hide for future use. Then, for reasons forever lost to time, he left. Perhaps he meant to return. Perhaps he never could, but he never came back. Over thousands of years, the cool and dry air of the cave acted as nature's vault, preserving his tools almost perfectly. Untouched and forgotten, they remained sealed away in silence until now, when modern archaeologists uncovered them, nearly intact. What they found wasn't just another archaeological discovery. It was the oldest complete hunting kit ever unearthed in North America. A priceless window into how ancient hunters lived, worked, and survived more than 6,500 years ago. These artifacts date to what scientists call the Archaic period, roughly 8,000 to 1,000 BC, an age of adaptation after the Ice Age faded. As the mighty mammoths and mastodons vanished from the land, humans had to evolve their survival strategies. They began focusing on smaller animals, foraging more plants, and crafting versatile new tools suited for the changing world. In the rugged and unforgiving landscapes of Texas's Big Bend region, life demanded creativity. With its scorching heat, scarce water, and scattered resources, only the most skilled and adaptable hunters could thrive. And it's here, near the border with Mexico, that this remarkable toolkit was found. Inside the Santa Rockshelter, buried beneath centuries of dust and stone. The discovery revealed not just random tools, but an entire integrated hunting system, designed with precision. The collection included parts built to work interchangeably with an atlatl, or spear thrower, a revolutionary innovation of the Archaic era that allowed hunters to hurl their spears farther, faster, and with deadly accuracy. This wasn't primitive improvisation. It was engineering born of necessity, a glimpse into the advanced craftsmanship and survival ingenuity of ancient America's first great hunters. The atlatl was nothing short of a prehistoric game-changer, a clever, elegant invention that completely transformed how ancient hunters brought down their prey. At first glance, it might look simple, just a carved stick with a small hook or spur at one end, but its impact was revolutionary. When a hunter fitted a dart into the notch of the atlatl and hurled it forward, the device acted as a powerful extension of the arm. This added leverage dramatically increased both throwing distance and striking force, turning a basic hand-thrown spear into a precision weapon capable of taking down fast and evasive game. The atlatl gave early hunters range, speed, and power that had never been possible before, an innovation that shaped survival for millennia. Versions of the same technology have been found across the ancient world, from Europe to Australia to the Americas. In North America, it had already been in use for thousands of years by the time of the Archaic period, proving its effectiveness again and again. It would remain the weapon of choice until the bow and arrow eventually replaced it in much later eras. What makes the Santa Rockshelter discovery so fascinating is not just the age of the artifacts, but the completeness of the entire system. Archaeologists found 4 dart nocks, each carved with shallow cups that fit perfectly against the atlatl's spur. Interestingly, every one of these nocks was broken in the exact same place, suggesting repeated use and failure under stress, a pattern that offers rare insight into how these weapons were handled and repaired. Alongside them were 6 stone-tipped foreshafts and 4 hardwood foreshafts, the detachable front sections of the darts that slotted neatly into the hollow ends of longer main shafts. This modular design allowed ancient hunters to swap out damaged tips in the field, keeping their weapons functional and adaptable, a level of practicality that shows true engineering foresight. Some of these foreshafts still hold their original sharpened stone points, while others bear the broken bases of shattered tips, silent evidence of strikes that met their targets long ago. The hardwood foreshafts, long and smooth with needle-like points, are believed to have been used with poison-tipped darts, giving hunters an even deadlier edge in the harsh environments of prehistoric Texas. Archaeologists also uncovered part of the atlatl itself, the very mechanism that once launched these darts with incredible speed and force. And the surprises didn't end there. Among the tools was a throwing stick, identified as a straight boomerang. Now, unlike the curved, returning boomerangs most people picture, these straight versions were direct impact weapons, heavier, more aerodynamic, and designed to fly straight toward their targets. Hunters used them to take down birds, rabbits, and other small animals. In some cases, larger versions were even wielded in combat. One particularly fascinating detail stood out. The San Esteban boomerang showed subtle cracking along its medial edge, the natural grain of the wood splitting under repeated stress from powerful impacts. Similar patterns have been seen in other ancient examples, including one preserved at the Museum of the Big Bend, revealing just how frequently and effectively these tools were used. The discovery of a straight boomerang alongside the atlatl components paints a vivid picture of these early Texans, skilled hunters who relied on a diverse, sophisticated arsenal of tools. It also links them to a global tradition of weapon design that stretches back tens of thousands of years, showing how some technologies, when perfected, endure across cultures and time. And perhaps the most hauntingly human find of all was a folded pronghorn hide, left carefully tucked away, a trace of the person who once prepared, hunted, and lived here, beneath the eternal shadow of the Santa Rockshelter. This antelope-like creature, native to North America, was once among the most prized game for early hunters, swift, cautious, and vital to their survival. The pronghorn hide unearthed at San Esteban was astonishingly well preserved, carefully tanned to prevent decay. Around its edges, evenly spaced holes hinted at an ancient technique, used by plains cultures to stretch hides on wooden frames during the softening process. What stunned researchers most was its condition. Much of the delicate fur still clung to the hide after 6 millennia, astonishingly retaining traces of its original color. Someone, thousands of years ago, had folded it neatly and tucked it away on that very rock, and there it remained, untouched, across 6,000 silent years. Experts still marvel at how the hair endured, defying time itself. Scattered pronghorn bones found nearby reinforced the belief that these animals served as a vital food source for the people who once sought shelter here. Curiously, every weapon discovered at the site was broken. This unusual detail led archaeologists to believe the rock shelter functioned as a repair station, a place where hunters paused to mend their gear. Perhaps one of them sat deep within the shadows of the cave, carefully examining each weapon, deciding what still worked, what had failed, and what needed to be remade before venturing out again. It's a fascinating glimpse into the minds of ancient hunters, people who not only survived, but planned, adapted, and maintained their tools with foresight and precision. Although the team has recovered many parts of the atlatl weapon system, several key components remain missing. They continue to search for the socket joints that once connected the foreshafts to the main darts, as well as the handle end of the launcher itself. Yet, through comparisons with similar discoveries across North America, researchers have managed to reconstruct a vivid picture of how these weapons once looked, and how effectively they were used. Beyond weaponry, excavations at the San Esteban Rockshelter revealed other invaluable traces of daily life. The remains of an ancient hearth, evidence of fire used for warmth, cooking, and crafting tools. Fire, as always, was central to human existence. Even fossilized human waste, known as coprolites, was found preserved within the shelter. Though seemingly unpleasant, such finds are treasure troves for archaeologists. They reveal what people ate, what plants they gathered, and even clues about their health and environment through microscopic analysis of pollen and organic matter. The continuing study of these artifacts, including animal bones and tools, promises to shed more light on the habits, diets, and hunting strategies of the people who once lived here. Each discovery pulled from the dry earth adds another piece to the puzzle, painting a richer picture of the hunters who thrived in this rugged landscape thousands of years ago. Their technology was ingenious, their resourcefulness remarkable, and their bond with nature undeniable. The San Esteban findings stand as a timeless reminder of humanity's deep connection to survival, craftsmanship, and the wild world that shaped us. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the past, don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories from the world of archaeology. Until next time.